I keep coming back stronger, stronger and stronger. I keep rising up higher, higher and higher. Been running like a savage, game time automatic. Gotta have it like an addict, it's like winning is a habit. I've been living like a caged up lion. 9 lives gone, but I keep surviving. I keep coming back stronger, stronger and stronger. I keep rising up higher, higher and higher. I'm the legend in the story, chasing down that glory. You can knock me down, but I'm a last round fighter. I keep rising up higher. Shoulders, they ain't over till it's over. Got the heart of a soldier, quick draw from my holster. Can you feel it getting closer? I keep coming back stronger, stronger and stronger. I keep rising up higher, higher and higher. I'm the legend in the story, chasing down that glory. You can knock me down, but I'm a last round fighter. I keep rising up higher. I keep rising up higher. I've been living like a caged up lion. 9 lives gone, but I keep surviving. I've been living like a caged up lion. 9 lives gone, but I keep surviving. I keep coming back stronger, stronger and stronger. I keep rising up higher, higher and higher. I'm the legend in the story, chasing down that glory. You can knock me down, but I'm a last round fighter. I keep rising up higher, keep on rising. I keep rising higher, keep on rising, rising.
working. There we go. Oh, you already got a guess. Sweet. There we go. What's going on,
happening?
What's
happening? Cooking this food.
I got the cameras working.
Awesome.
Are you at work right now? Are you trying to do this while
I am.
Oh,
yeah. I'm a bad motherfucker. You didn't know that?
Still doing this while he's working. God damn, that dedication right there. If that's still work, it's still coming out
there.
Yeah. The next match. Now, this match was amazing. This match was great brutality. Now, I know, Adam, I know you got a lot of history working with Wilson. What made you look at this match and what made it different than you've seen before between these two matches? I mean, you said that these guys go, back and forth for multiple different matches, different places. So what was your mindset looking into this match as a fan?
What match you talking about? I can't hear you. You were breaking up real bad, man.
It was Wilson Fisk versus Big Red.
Big Red. Man, they fought before, but this match was a step above all the other matches they've had. I enjoyed it. It was a very bloody, very vicious match. I'll be right back.
The reason why they want to be here, the reason why they're top, both of these men. Man that ended up actually picking up the win was Mr. Big Red himself.
Yep.
Which I expected. Wilson Fisk come out swinging and come out and do his thing, but it seemed that Big Red kind of had his number this time, and I don't know if that's necessarily a thing for him to be able to be a little bit off the game. I wonder if that whole match with Getty had anything to do with that.
It very well could have.
We saw the rest of them try and you're one of them. So you coming down to the ring with the boys, how did that feel, man? Like, is that something you all want to do? Is that made that?
I have a lot of respect for both of them. So.
Well, I know.
I'm gonna make my.
You guys came out at the end of the match. You guys decided we're going to take matters into your own hands and show the world what the Trinity really can do. So I just want to know, with you being part of that, how much did that really affect the rest of yesterday? What's the mental state that the rest of yesterday be in after this process?
You believe me?
Beat the absolute piss out of you. I mean. Big Red's a big man, but that big man turned very red really fast.
Yep. Like I said, it's just all.
Same, man.
All in a day's work, bro.
Well, so
I'm not worried about it.
But the Trinity kind of finally come that way. What are you guys' intentions and what's the plans that's going to come next, man?
Oh, I can't give away all my secrets now. But everyone will see very, very soon.
Now, next match was actually a very quick match, and I didn't expect this. Diamond Dave came up on the Titantron, and he came out and said to RJ that he was not going to come to the ring. He had nothing to do with and he wanted everything to do with the owner, Rick. Now, I really don't understand exactly why, because I think he understood exactly where I was going with this match. And I think when he looked at the booking card, he was like, damn, I got RJ? Come on now. These boys are...
Right.
I mean, Diamond Dave... this is a dynasty in the family. You know what I mean? You look at people like Ric Flair with his beautiful daughter, you know, making that history with all of his family. You got the same
Yep.
thing with the Usos family. You got full legend. He had an opportunity. Yeah, we'll fix that audio real quick, man. Sorry, I'm gonna fix that audio. It sounds a little echoey. But yeah, we know how Diamond Dave can be. I completely understand. You know, you don't want to come in. You don't want to have your hands a little bit too full with RJ. As a lot of people know, RJ can be a handful. But I'm really kind of proud of RJ. He came out and he was like, you know what, old man, if you ain't gonna come out there, I'm gonna come to the back and I'm gonna come get your ass. So we saw a very young, you know, ready and eager man to come grab a hold of that old man and drag that man right back to the ring. So that was impressive as shit. I expected him kind of pull like a Zack Ryder Kane moment and throw that man off the ramp, but it didn't really seem that way. It seemed that RJ really wanted to get his hands personally on Diamond Dave. So we saw that man straight up clean sweep that old man like he was meant to be back in the nursing home. So Diamond Dave unfortunately takes up the loss, and we see RJ standing above that old crippled body, barely breathing, and with RJ with his hand held raised. Congratulations to Mr. RJ picking up the win. But then we had Mr. Rick Hare come out to the ring. Now, the ring announcer, let me tell you right now, you're fired because you suck at your job. But Rick came out and he issued a challenge to one Psycho Steve for next week on Tuesday Night Takeover. Now, I don't know much about this whole I hate this man. I want to see this man bleed. I want to see this man die. But you know what? I understand it to a point because I've had to be inside that 20 by 20. I've had to hurt some of the people that I love for good reasons. And this man needed apparently a lesson to be taught because Rick really kind of sat here and he went to town about saying how he really needs to get his hands on him. And if he doesn't do it, he's going to do it some other way. And it most likely will not be legal. So why not do it right here in the fight pit? Why not do it right here on Tuesday Night Takeover? So I made the match. We see it next week. Rick Hare versus Psycho Steve. I'm super excited. And it's going to be inside a Hell in a Cell match because I'm going to make sure that that man can't go anywhere. And I know these two men are going to burn the house down. We saw what happened with Rick, with the light tube and Shady and Diamond Dave. It's not going to be something we don't see often here. But I promise you right now, everybody's going to look at this match coming into next week, and they're going to see something next level. They're going to show what Rick really can do. I mean, y'all saw what Rick could do before. Wait till you see him fully loaded, and he's ready, and he's hungry. He wants to get back inside that ring sooner than anybody else in this business I've ever seen. This man was on the shelf for a good minute, and now he's ready to come back swinging heavier and hittier than ever before. So I'm really happy. I can't wait to see that man rain down some fists. All right, so we'll go into the next match, which actually, that was not our main event. Never mind, excuse me. I was about to say that was our main event, but that is not our main event. This was the number one contender match to become the number one contender, or one of the number one contenders. It will be determined next week on Tuesday Night Takeover. I was extremely impressed. Both these men showed why they deserve to be here. They both showed that they could do some damage. But I think everybody kind of saw this coming, honestly. Now, fifth, I know you're probably watching. As I was just reading the tweets, social media is blowing up, everyone. Social media is going nuts about what happened here on Tuesday Night Takeover. I'm really, really excited. Apparently, a lot of people have been tweeting at the Trinity and have been talking a lot of shit. So we'll see what happens next week. But it seems that Fifth really wanted to come out swinging. Him versus Mad Dog this week for the one of the number one contender slots for next week, where we finally get to see who's going to be going up against the mystery opponent at Bad Intentions on May 30th. Now, the mystery opponent, man, I was really, really rooting for this whole moment. I think everyone's going to be really excited to see this man. And surprisingly enough, from what I was told, he was in the building and he made his own appearance, but that'll be for later. But let me get down to this match. So we saw Fifth versus Mad Dog. Now everybody knows I don't really care for Mad Dog. I don't respect Mad Dog. I don't have any kind words to say about Mad Dog, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. I was raised, if you got nothing nice to say, you don't say nothing at all. And if you got something to say, you better leave that shit in the ring. So we're going to do that at some point down the line, Mad Dog. I promise you, I will get my hands on you and we will straighten up my little attitude issue with you and your ego. But I digress. We're going to get into this amazing match between Fifth and yourself, Mr. Mad Dog. Now, Fifth has really proven to me that he is the next level guy that's going to be here in the SWA. I came in, as everyone knows, I came in within my first couple of weeks. I won the amazing SWA World Tag Team Champions, and I'll be defending those with my tag team partner, Mr. Death Machine, Mr. Thomas Walker Jr. at Genesis. But I was really, really, really happy with the outcome of this match because we got to see not just the Trinity come out, but we got to see Next Generation come out. Now, as everybody knows, Lyric, Thomas Walker Jr., Anxiety, Ralph Swagger, these guys are beasts. Everybody knows what the Next Generation is all about. And it's about time that the Next Generation finally starts making some waves here in the SWA. We've been seeing them standing on, doing their own thing for a little while, but it's time to see them all come together and start working as a unit. And I was really, really impressed to see that these guys had a face-to-face altercation at the end between the Trinity and the Next Generation. These guys, I handpicked the Next Generation members because I wanted to see these guys show that they deserve to be at the top of their game. As we see at Genesis, we get to see Ralph Swagger, one member of the Genesis, or Next Generation. We get to see them go one-on-one with a man that was previously in this match, or in this card this week, which was Wilson Fisk. And I'm really excited about Genesis. I think that's going to be amazing because that's going to be for the crowning of the North American title. And I really can't wait to see who wins. I'm really excited. I think that's going to be an amazing match. Make sure you guys all tune in to Genesis coming up soon. But with this being said, we got to see Fifth pick up the win against Mad Dog after him hitting him 3 times. We got to see that 3 times. Row after row after row. This man didn't want to let go of Mad Dog. He sank right into his jaw, and he made sure that every single little movement, every little bit of pain that Mad Dog could feel, he felt it. And Fifth, I'm going to say right now, you impressed me the fuck out of me this week. I was really happy with your performance this week. Fantastic job. Fifth picks up the win. Now, I think a lot of people were expecting something else to happen, but I wasn't expecting anything different. And I think the reason being is because you all sit here and you look at the new talent, and then you look at the old guard. You look at the old generation of what the SWA was. You look at people like Shady. You look at people like Thomas Walker Jr. You look at people like Rick. You look at people that have been here a while. And you don't give the young guns the respect they deserve, because you know what? There's some people that have been better, that have been able to show up, show out, and do things better than honestly half of the roster this week. I was really kind of annoyed for a little while because I was sitting back and I was watching certain people taking a really sweet time getting all their gear on, making sure that they were ready for their either debuts or their showings, or they weren't even standing at Gorilla for half the time. I was expecting like a whole ass line, but no. My ass had to go back to locker rooms. I had to make sure people were ready. I had to make sure people had everything for their gear. I'm sorry, but I'm not your counselor. I'm not going to make sure you got all y'all shit together. That's your job. Next match, we get to see the main event. Thomas Walker Jr., my best friend, one of the best in this business, show up and show out against the world heavyweight champion. We get to see this man only twice. And this man has made more waves than anybody else on the Takeout roster, Mr. Shady Sean McKenzie. Now, Shady, it's not unfamiliar for me to throw a couple of hits at you, but I was really impressed this week between the two of you. This match was very impressive. You guys went toe-to-toe, a mano, and you guys showed up and showed out and showed the reason why you guys belong at the top of the card, the reason why you belonged at the main event, and I was very, very happy, very, very impressed. Great job to both of you. But I there was only able to be one winner, and that was Mr. Shady Sean McKenzie. Congratulations, Shady. Now, after this match, like I said, there was a little special surprise. You see, I've made a couple friends in this business outside the SWA. I've made some phone calls outside the SWA to make some things happen, to make some new waves become more than just waves. I want them to be full-on tsunamis. I want to see this whole place go under, but I want to see it go under like the Atlantic. I want this thing to become historized. I want this thing to become more and bigger than any form of life that you see here on Earth. So I made sure I called a man that I knew was going to be able to cause some hurricanes, that was going to be able to cause some tornadoes, that was going to be able to cause, well, some mischief. You see, this man is the leader of the Madhouse, the owner of the Madhouse. Negan, welcome home, my brother. Congratulations. But you see, I don't really respect the actions that you made. You see, Negan, you and I told you that you could kind of do your own thing, that you could have free reigns, but I didn't expect you to come out and just lay waste to Shady Sean McKenzie. I didn't expect you to raise up the World Heavyweight Championship, put it back on Shady's body, and say, that's not why I'm here. He looks at the fans and says, that's not why I'm here. He looks to the ring and says, this isn't why he's here. But he looks at the violence that he caused by only making one appearance. And this man has already made a full-on hurricane. This man made tornadoes around the world stop. This man caused wildfires to increase tenfold. Sorry to those who are living in the mountains currently dealing with fire flames and woods around your house catching fire. That's our fault. We're sorry. SWA is not responsible, and we will not take any damage complaints. But I will say that I'm going to take responsibility for watching this man come out and lay fucking waste to the world champion. I'm impressed. I think the rest of the SWA is waiting to see what Negan's going to have in store. Let's see what's going to happen with the Madhouse next week. Now, that is the end of this card. Those are the results. This is the moment where we come out. We give you guys an opportunity to come out here, say what you have to say, spew the spew that you have to spew. We'll see what happens. So, everybody, go check the SWA locker room. If you're watching live, make sure you go check the chat, check the comments, make sure that you guys see it, or you guys can click the link above and make sure you guys get involved here in the SWA. But I will say this, if nobody joins in the next 5 minutes, I'll be just closing out this stream. We'll end it for what it is. I do want to say thank you very much to Rick for taking his time and teaching me how to use this. So I was able to finally come out here and do the results without having to have anybody else involved. Because, man, I don't want to have to be a burden. I don't want to have to be a problem. I'm just trying to make this show the best it possibly can be in every way, shape, and form. I want to say thank you to the judges that helped judge some of the matches this week. I was extremely impressed with some of the numbers that were able to come out of these promos. Some of these guys that were sitting back doing the judging, they were giving some pretty high scores, and I was quite impressed because, you know, I look at these guys that I hand chose to be the judges for TakeOver, and I look at them and I go, what do you really think? What's the next step that you think these guys are going to take? What's the next numbers you're thinking of? Because we're obviously going from a 0 to 10 scale. You know, are we going to have to ump up the numbers? We might have to. I mean, we're not Dave Meltzer. We're not giving 5-star match ratings every single week. but I'm still really happy with the numbers that we're able to come out this week. I was kind of annoyed, like I said, I had to come out and had to help out a little bit in the back and make sure things were getting moving. You know, I don't want to have half a ring ready and the Titantron have to be built, and then the show comes out and we got to rush to get everything done. I hate seeing it. That's the reason why I give everybody a week to get promos in. I want to make sure that it fits you guys' schedule, make sure it gives you guys time to do what you want to do, make sure you guys get what you want out of this. But, all right. We got a couple of viewers. Awesome. That's what's up. Make sure everybody that's in here, make sure you share this podcast. Make sure you share this around to all the other wrestling communities around the world. Make sure they get to hear what the SWA has to offer. That looks amazing. God damn. Where's mine? Come on, big man. Where's mine?
Greenville, Mississippi.
Well, I was really happy with this podcast. Thank you guys for enjoying it. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate all the hard work. I know you're still working. I know you're. What time does your ship get off, man?
10 o'clock. Central time.
Man. Well, I'll see you all live in the chat room. Enjoy the podcast. Enjoy the show. We'll be tuning out. And see you guys all when it's done.
I keep coming back stronger, stronger and stronger. I keep rising up higher.